Good morning, students. Good morning, students. Hope you all are healthy and fine. Welcome back to the literature class. Before we begin, in the last session I have explained you, we have finished two poems, The Heart of the Tree and The Cold Within. So here we are going to start the short stories, a collection of short stories, and we have two chapters in the first semester. The very first chapter is the Chief Seattle's speech and the other one is The Old Man at the Bridge. So today we are going to start Old Man at the Bridge by Ernest Hemingway. Old Man at the Bridge by Ernest Hemingway. Ernest Miller Hemingway. He was an American novelist, short story writer and journalist whose simple and understated writing was a strong influence on 20th century fiction. Fiction basically describing the imaginary events that is not true. So Ernest Hemingway was an American novelist, short story writer and journalist. This is a story based on a true incident, Spanish Civil War, and they were the common people who were the main victims of war. And Hemingway, who had witnessed this particular full incident as a reporter during the Spanish Civil War. The full story emphasizes upon the reality that the common people who have to suffer the most during a war, in spite of the fact that they are very innocent. They did not do anything, but then too they have to suffer a lot. See children, when we start a story, when we start a short story, there is an introduction of the story. Introduction of the story. So I am going to give you a bit introduction. The short story Old Man at the Bridge, written by Ernest Hemingway. This basically published in 1988 is about a conversation between a soldier and an old man who has to leave his hometown during the Spanish Civil War. The story conveys the subsequent problems for helpless victims, especially old people. Basically the helpless victims, especially the old people. As Ernest Hemingway was in Spain during the Civil War, it is quite possible that he assimilates his experience of this horrible time in this story. When we start a story, there is a plotting. Number one, that is the exposition. Then when we read the story, we'll get some rising actions. Then the climax, then the falling action. At last we get the main thing, that is the moral of the story. So these all the things I'll be explaining you all. First, let me tell you what exactly is the story in brief. See this full story, the narrator, who is basically a soldier, saw an old man by the side of the road. So the man, he had left his home and walked very far, but he was too tired to go away any farther. He kept on worrying about his animals. The man, there were two people basically, the narrator and the old man. So the old man was worrying about his animals. The soldier reassured him and tried to persuade him to move away from the spot, to that particular spot. The old man could not walk any further because he was too tired, he was very old. So the soldiers understood that ultimately the old man, who was in no way connected with this particular war because he was very innocent, he was not aware about anything, he is not going to survive. So he thought that he will be only the main victim of the war because he was a very common people. So now I am going to read the chapter, that is The Old Man at the Bridge. An old man with steel-rimmed spectacles and very dusty clothes sat by the side of the road. Steel-rimmed spectacles. Basically, rimmed spectacles, it means the having frames of steel. He was putting the spectacles, the old man was putting the spectacles, that is the frames of steel. And that is also showing the age of the old man. And very dusty clothes. Very dusty clothes means very, very, very bad clothes. Dusty clothes because he has walked too much. So the clothes have become so dirty. So the old man with steel rimmed spectacles and a very dusty clothes sat by the side of the road. The old man, he sat by the side of the road. There was a pontoon bridge across the river, and carts, trucks, and men and women and children were crossing it. There were pontoon bridge. Pontoon bridge means the temporary floating bridge, a floating structure that serves as a dock or to support a bridge. So pontoon bridge basically a temporary bridge built over a series of pontoons. So there was a pontoon bridge across the river, and carts, trucks, men, women and children were crossing it. Because everybody has to leave the particular area, so everybody were crossing it. The mule basically is a hybrid animal. The mule drawn carts staggered means walked as if unable to control movements. So the mule drawn carts staggered up the steep bank from the bridge with soldiers helping push against the spokes of the wheel. See, we are talking about the carts. For the carts, first of all, they have to cross the bridge. And after crossing the bridge, then they have to climb up to the steep bank. Steep bank means the inclined. The sharp incline. It was very difficult for them because of the sharp incline to cross the particular area, the particular steep bank from the bridge, with soldiers helping push against. Soldiers, they were also helping them to push against the spokes of the wheel. The trucks also ground up. Trucks was also accelerating themselves and away heading up out of it all. And the peasants. Peasants means the countrymen. Those who were living over there. The countrymen plodded. Plodded means when we drag something along in the ankle deep dust, because it was the bank of the river had the soft mud. They have the soft mud. That is why the tires of the truck also, they were stuck into that. So they were accelerating it to get it out of it. But the old man sat there without moving. But old man was looking everything, but the old man sat over there without moving. Without moving, why? Because he was too tired to go any further. He was too tired. And the ones who were very walking, who were the ones? They were the common people. Everybody was walking, but the old man, he sat just because he was very tired. It was my business to cross the bridge. But the old man sat there without moving. He was too tired any further because he was unable to walk. Now the next. It was my business to cross the bridge, explore the bright bridgehead beyond and find out to what point the enemy had advanced. I did this and returned over the bridge. There were not so many carts now and very few people on foot, but the old man was still there. This paragraph, again the story turns to the narrator, the one who was speaking, the one who was a soldier. It was my business, because it was the business, it was the work to cross the bridge. It was the work to cross the bridge. So what did he do? He explored, he explored the bridgehead. Bridgehead means an area in the hostile territory that has been captured and is held awaiting further troops and supplies. So the narrator went towards the bridgehead beyond and find out to what point the enemy had advanced, till where the enemies have come forward. It is the particular area. I did this, the narrator did this and returned over the bridge. The narrator returned over the bridge. There were not so many carts now, because earlier he went to the bridgehead, he saw everything is to the particular command or not. Then again he went back to the bridge. And what did he notice over there? Now there were not so many carts and very few people on foot, but the old man was still there. Now he can get so many less people over there, but old man was still there. Then he thought to ask, what exactly is the problem with the old man? So he asked, where do you come from? I asked him. Who is I over here? I is the narrator. I asked him. And he asked to the old man. So he get the reply from San Carlos. He replied, the old man replied and smiled. And why did he smile? Because that was his native place. When we talk about our native place where we belong, where we took birth, so he smiled. That was his native town, and so it gave him pleasure to mention it, and he smiled. I was taking care of animals, he explained. The old man explained that I was taking care of the animals. So he was shocked. Taking care of the animals means what? Oh, I said, not quite understanding. It was not quite understanding. Yes, he said, I stayed, you see, taking care of animals. I was the last one to leave the town of San Carlos. He did not look like a shepherd, not a herdsman, and I looked at his black dusty clothes and his grey dusty face and his steel rimmed spectacles and said, what animals are they? See, the narrator of the story, who was an army soldier, was on the duty to watch the advance of the enemy. He had taken his position on the bridge. He was constantly looking across the bridge. When the soldier crossed the bridge towards the direction from where the enemy's attack was certain, he noticed that the old man was sitting by the side of the bridge. It seemed to him that he, means the old man, was so much overpowered with physical exhaustion that he was unable to move any further. After the soldier had scanned the region for any sign of the enemy troops, he found that the old man still sitting at the pontoon bridge. The soldier was very curious to know about the old man. He stopped and inquired his whereabouts. The old man replied that he was from San Carlos, which was his native town. Now again he is telling he was basically from San Carlos, which was his native town. While mentioning his native town, the old man felt great pleasure. That is why he smiled. Then the old man told the soldier that he was the last person to leave the town, as he was worried for the safety of the animals he was taking care of it. When the soldier closely observed the old man, what did he found? That the old man wore black dusty. You see in the paragraph, the old man wore black dusty clothes and his face was dusty grey. He also wore steel rimmed spectacles, which suggested that he was neither a shepherd nor a herdsman. Is it clear, everyone? So exactly he was asking. Then he asked the old man what animals he was taking care of, because he was not a shepherd and he was not a herdsman also. So what animals were they? So he, after getting the reply that he got, that various animals, he said, and shook his head. I had to leave them. The old man told the soldier that he was taking care of 3 sets of animals that he will be getting afterwards. So the old man, after replying, he said, I was taking care of the animals. I was watching, again the narrator, he was watching because he has to look after, he was a soldier, he has to look after, simultaneously he has to do so many things. He was talking to the old man, and after that one I was there. I was watching the bridge and the African looking country of the Ebro Delta. Ebro Delta. Ebro is a river in the northeastern Spain. Northeastern Spain. So he was also taking care, and the area basically covered with vegetation, the green density where the wild things are there. So where the soldier was taking, he was looking basically the I was watching the bridge and the African looking country of the Ebro river. So it's Ebro Delta. I told you, a river in the northeastern Spain. He was looking so many things. He was looking the particular area and wondering how long now it would be before we should see the enemy. It is quite difficult because he is unable, because the enemies were advancing, and listening all the while for the first noises that would signal that ever mysterious event called contact. Contact, mysterious means the strange things. The strange things. And the old man still sat there. So he was basically thinking. The soldier watched the far end of the bridge where a few last carts were hurrying down the slope of the bank. So he was taking care of all the things. So again he diverted his mind, and again he asked the old man, what animals were they? So again he replied, there were 3 animals altogether. He explained. There were two goats, and a cat, and four pairs of pigeons. So again he got reply, that is, there were two goats, a cat, and four pairs of pigeons. And you had to leave them, I asked. And I asked, you had to leave them? Yes, because of the artillery. Artillery means an enemy unit that uses big guns. And you had to leave them, I asked. Yes, because of artillery. The captain told me. He told that I don't want to leave. But the captain told me to go because of the artillery. So I was forced to leave my particular hometown. I was not willing, but he had to leave them because of the artillery fire. And you had no family, I asked. Again I asked, you have no family? Watching the far end of the bridge where a few last carts were hurrying down the slope of the bank, the soldier watched the far end too of bridge where a few last carts were hurrying down the slope of the bank, and asked the old man if he had no family. No, he said. Simply he replied, no. Only the animals, I stated. He said, only the animals. At this he told him that his animals were his family. The cat, of course, will be all right. A cat can look after for itself, but I cannot think what will become of the others. It means cat can look after itself, but what about the other animals? The old man seemed to be very unconcerned about the threat of his town, of his own life, but he was more anxious about the safety of the animals. He admitted that there was no food to worry about the cat, as cats can look after themselves. And since he had left the dove cage unlocked, again he asked, the cat, of course, will be all right. A cat can look out for itself. So, what exactly? What politics have you? I asked. Exactly, he is asking, what politics have you? He is basically talking about politics have you. It means he was thinking he has some kind of political ideology. What kind of, whose side do you support? So in reply he get, I am without politics. It means I am a very common people, I am a very common man. I am not in any of the particular side of anything. I don't belong to any of the particular side. I don't belong. So he was telling, I am without politics. He said, I am 76 years old. I am 76 years old and I have come 12 kilometers now, and I think now I can go no further because I am 76 and I am badly tired and I can go no further. This is not a good place to stop. I said, this is not a good place to stop. If you can make it, there are trucks up and roads where it forks for Tortosa. Tortosa is a city in Spain. If you tell me there were so many trucks, you can go there. There is no problem at all. So I am telling you again, on seeing the pathetic condition of the old man, the soldiers grew more sympathetic towards him. He seemed to be more concerned for the old man's safety than that of the animals. The soldier asked the old man if he had political loyalty. What politics, he asked. At this the old man replied that he had no political loyalty. Then the soldier advised him to cross the pontoon bridge and catch a truck towards Tortosa. I will wait a while, he said, and then I will go. He said, no, you don't worry about that. I will wait a while, he said, and then I will go. Where do the trucks go? He asked. Where do the trucks go? Towards Barcelona. Barcelona again is a city in Spain. So again, the soldier said, you please catch a truck towards Barcelona to save himself from the impending assault of the advancing enemies. Where do the trucks go? Towards Barcelona, I told him. I know no one in that direction, he said. He said, I don't know anyone over there. But thank you very much. There is an irony over here. And thank you again very much. He said again, thank you again very much. There is an irony over there. You know why? Because He is telling again and again to go, but he is not aware about anyone over there. So he said, ki no, there is no need. So he said, okay, what to do now? So he sat over there. He didn't move. The soldier also warned him, saying that it was not good for him to stay at that place for longer. The old man told him that he was 76 years old and he had already walked about 12 kilometers. And from hometown San Carlos, and was very weary and exhausted. Hence it was very difficult for him to move further. He looked at me very blankly and tiredly, then said, having to share his worry with someone, the cat will be all right, I am sure. There is no need to be unquiet about the cat. But the others, now what to do? What do you think about the others? Why, they will probably come through it all right. You think so? Why not? I said, watching the far bank where now there were no cats. Because my one eye is over there. He did not know anyone over there. However, he thanked the soldier for his advice to go to Barcelona. He continued to express his intense humanly concern for the fate of the animals that he had left behind. The soldier again consoled him, saying that he should not worry about the animals. All the animals would be fine. He again advised the old man to get up and walk to the trucks for a safe place. Why, then they will probably come through it all right. It means the animals will be okay. You think so? Why not? I said, watching the far bank where now there were no cars. Now because everybody has moved, everybody was running over from there. But what will they do under the artillery when I was told to leave because of the artillery? But what will they do? Did you leave the dove cage unlocked? Again the narrator asked, did you leave the dove cage unlocked? So again I asked, yes, then they will fly. So he was quite sure the dove will definitely fly. Earlier he was talking about the pigeons. Pigeons means the refugee. Now he is talking about the doves. Doves means the peace and harmony. Clear? And cat, that is the independent. Cat will definitely save. Pigeons means the refugee. Here he is telling us. Now he is talking about the doves. Doves means it also symbolizes the peace and harmony. I asked, then they will fly. Yes, certainly they will fly. But the others, it is better not to think about the others. Others animals, now who is left? The goat. The goat means the sacrificing animals, the one who is sacrificing their own life. It is better not to think about the others. Here others means the other animals, goats. He said, if you are rested, I would go, I urged. Again I requested him, get up and try to walk now. Please get up and try to walk now. Again the old man said, thank you, and got to his feet. He tried his best and swayed from side to side. Swayed means he was trying to go. He was unable to walk, then too he was trying to move from one place to another. Anyhow, he was trying to move from one place to another, though he was not able to walk. Swayed from side to side and then sat down backwards in the dust. Again he sat down backwards to the dust because he was unable to walk. He was too tired. Then again what to do? Again the old man, what to do? Thanking the soldier for his sympathetic attitude, the old man tried to get up on his feet and walk, but in vain. The old man felt that he was so weak. He was so weak that he could not move on. As he was not able to muster up his lost strength, he sank back on the ground again. There was nothing to do about him. There was nothing to do about him because he was very tired. There was nothing to do about him because it was Easter Sunday. Easter Sunday means Jesus Christ rose from the dead. He is a savior. The same day, old man's life is in danger. There was nothing to do about him. Now the narrator thought, he gave up his hope. Now we cannot do anything to the old man. He has to give his life. Because it was Easter Sunday, because it was Easter Sunday that Jesus Christ rose from the dead, and the same day old man's life is in danger. And the fascist means the political leaders and the who support fascism. And Easter Sunday, the day in the March or in the month of April on which the festival of Easter is celebrated. So the fascists were advancing towards the Ebro, because the fascists, they were coming towards the Ebro. It was a grey overcast day. Grey overcast means thickly clustered with clouds, with a low ceiling. So their planes were not up. The soldiers thought in closing that the old man's only luck was the cats could look after themselves, and the day was overcast. There were two things happened. Number one, it was a grey overcast day, means thickly clustered with clouds with a low ceiling, so that there were no planes. So it was a good luck. So the fascists were not able to launch their planes. And the second, the cats now how to look after themselves. And the cats could look after themselves. Clear? So the fascists were not able to launch their planes because of the overcast. So the old man seemed to be fully submissive to his faith. So all the good luck the old man would ever have. This is only the main thing. So you know what is the model of the story is the common people are the innocent victims of the war. See, the irony of the story, irony basically in the story is that ironical situation of the story is very evident when it is mentioned in the story that it was a Easter Sunday when Jesus rose from the dead on the third day after he was crucified. Easter is usually considered to be a time of rebirth, renewal, whereas for the old man and his animals it is a time of inevitable death with the approaching enemy artillery forces. This is the irony. So the moral of the story basically, I am telling you all, in this story the writer conveys us how the wars disrupt the lives of the innocent people who are caught up in the middle. He describes how during the war man shows inhumanity and cruelty to his own race. War basically brings the devastation is destroyed and mass killings. The inhuman nature of war is highlighted through the pitiable and miserable condition of the old man, who can be seen as a symbol of civilian victims of war. The old man who has no family gives a meaning to his life by taking care of his animals. But the impending war deprives him of everything. He is forced to leave his home and town. So basically the story, the old man and the bridge, is set against the backdrop of the Spanish Civil War as indicated by the reference to Ebro. Ebro is the river in Spain. To fascist to Barcelona. The events take place over a couple of hours during the fascist and to Barcelona. The events take place over a couple of hours during Easter Sunday, which is ironical because instead of celebrating the resurrection of Christ, the people are preparing for war. The physical setting is the bridge over the river and its surroundings. The narrator conveys a gloomy atmosphere by constant references to dust and to colors like grey and black. Very dusty clothes, ankle deep dust, black dusty clothes, and his grey dusty face. A grey overcast day. The physical setting is depicted in several instances, and it helps the author to convey feeling like anxiety, confusion, and helplessness. The social setting illustrates aspects related to society in times of war, namely the Spanish society during the Civil War. The Spanish Civil War took place from 1936 to 1939. The fight was between the Republicans and the Nationalists. while the nationalists were oriented towards the right and extreme rights. So here we have ended up our chapter. So we have repeated so many things in this. Repetition. Very timely it is used on several occasions, and it helps in elucidating aspects about the two characters. The old man repeats 4 times that is used to care of animals. I was taking care of animals, he explained. I stayed, you see, taking care of animals. I was the last one to leave the town of San Carlos. I was taking care of animals, he said dully, but no longer to me. I was only taking care of animals. He has used the repetition. Again and again he was repeating the things. So the narrator, who was the soldier, he was taking care, he wants him to come back, to go out from that particular area so that he will be safe. So what is basically the main question comes, what is ironical on the Easter Sunday? You know, Easter Sunday, the day when Jesus Christ rose from the death on the 3rd day after he was crucified. So Easter is basically symbolically viewed as a welcome time of rebirth, renewal and possible change. However, for the old man at the bridge, this day means inevitable death, and the destruction of that was meaningful to him. You know, because he was saved on that day, because there was an overcast. So he was saved. So read this chapter, everyone. Any doubts? You can come. When the school will reopen, you can ask the questions, and I'll upload few questions on the YouTube, and you can see the question answers, homework on the YouTube channel that I'll be telling you for both the poems. First one was The Heart of the Tree and The Cold Within. I have set the few assessments for you all. Solve that questions in the notebook and get the answers from that. Thank you, class. Be healthy and stay safe. Thank you, everyone.